Let's talk about braces and let's talk about my personal experience. So I started with Invisalign about 4 years ago now, and for my treatment, I didn't have insurance, so I paid the full cost, which for me was around 6,000. And I went on this treatment plan for 3 years, and at the end of it all, I still didn't even have a straight smile. And not only that, but my entire teeth assembly was misaligned, so it was off. Like you can see it right now. The center of my middle teeth, it's not aligned to my nose, which would be the half point of my face. It's off to the side, and like this tooth in particular is still crooked. So not really happy with the 3 years of the premium service. And they did ask me, that was on me, like, hey, do you want to continue or do you want to just end it now where you're supposed to end? And I was pretty annoyed with the results, but I was also pretty annoyed with the time that I was on it. So it varies from person, from case to case, from person to person. And at the end of the day, I just chose to just be done with it at that point because I was thinking that it was good enough. And I ended up on these retainers that you're supposed to wear at night. Now the thing with the retainers is that it's basically just another aligner, just a little bit thicker, I guess, and it still made out of the same plastic. So what ended up happening is that it actually broke. It just naturally over time. I don't crunch my teeth at night. I don't grind my teeth, but it still ended up breaking just from usage. So it cracked and really wasn't doing a good job at holding my teeth in place at night. So I talked to them, the orthodontist that got me the Invisalign, and they said that it was going to be 500 basically because they still needed to rescan my mouth and then redo just that mold for my teeth at this point in time. And I thought that was ridiculous, just way over the top. And it had been a year, like between for me stopping the treatment to cracking the aligners or cracking the retainers, and you're supposed to be wearing these for the rest of your life. So every year I really shouldn't have to be spending 500 on another set of retainers. So what I ended up doing instead was just going with a different company altogether. This way I could get straighter teeth, probably work on my line where it's not misaligned, and then also end up with another pair of retainers to wear at night for a total of $2,000, or a little bit less actually. These prices are very close to each other, so I have to be as precise as possible, and the prices might change too. But that was my case, and I'll be showing you like how my teeth were before, because they weren't even that bad. And one thing to always keep into consideration is that you might not even be eligible for Invisalign or any of the other aligner systems if your teeth are bad enough or if you have some weird situation going on. One thing for sure is that if your teeth are being pushed out of place because of how crowded your teeth are, and you have wisdom teeth, you're more than likely going to have those removed, which is what I went through. And pro tip, if you can, or if you're willing to do it, go to Mexico to get your teeth removed because it's going to be a lot cheaper if you don't have insurance, which I feel like there's a lot of people that don't, like me. But yeah, a lot of people do that. It's way cheaper. And then another pro tip is that if you happen to be close to the border and you don't mind, also simply get braces in Mexico because it will be cheaper then as well, without insurance obviously, and it's braces, so you know it's going to work. The only bad thing is that you constantly have to be going back for trips. Besides that, Invisalign in Mexico is an option, but because Invisalign as a company is more American, it's basically like buying technology or electronics in Mexico. You're going to still pay full price because people think everything in Mexico is cheaper. In reality, it's just the services, food that is cheaper in Mexico, not electronics, because those are still considered imports. So Invisalign would be under that category. You would still have to pay pretty much close to full price, like American price for Invisalign. But yeah, I would, from my personal experience, I would say that Invisalign wasn't really worth it because of the cost and also because of the inconvenience of having to go constantly to either a dentist or to the orthodontist that put on the Invisalign, because they have to be checking you constantly. Which in reality, if you are a mature adult who knows how to take care of your teeth with basic flossing and brushing skills, then you really don't need these checkups unless this is your initial checkup to to make sure there's no weird stuff going on with your teeth. So just go in for a regular checkup with a regular dentist, and then after that, if you're cleared, there's nothing weird going on, you don't have any cavities, then just be on top of your game with the flossing and the brushing, and you should be good for the rest of your treatment, like I was. But yeah, if you can, just go with Bite because it's cheapest, or go with the other ones if for some reason in the near future the pricing changes, which is very likely. These prices do fluctuate, and these are fairly new companies, so expect that out of new companies. But yeah, Invisalign has stayed in at around 5,000-6,000, which is what I paid, and it was going to be the same cost for braces. And braces has also stayed around the same cost. So if you had to choose between those two, I would do Invisalign, just between those two. But if it had complete freedom, then I would go to Bite. So here we're gonna go see the what's it called here? The cost, right? So we're looking at Invisalign costs, and it's gonna be, the 3,000 to 5,000 for Invisalign. I paid 6,000, but it can fluctuate because it's from 2,000 to 6,000 because either insurance, because of the specific dentist or orthodontist that you went to, those prices might change. And then we got Candid, just to show you, right, with real proof. The date is 1/12/2021. So now you know where the reference point is for the cost. So 2,400. This is for Candid. This is Smile Direct Club. So we got single payment here, which would be the cheapest for $1,950, and this is Bite, $1,895, and this is around the cost. Like there's nothing more than $100 I have to pay for like the impression kit. You see, so it's like plus or minus 100 for the impression kits that you will need for either Bite, Smile Direct Club, or Candid. And this one will need it too. I just don't know how much that cost is. Look, impressions $59 or even free. But yeah, so at the end of the day, this is why I ended up doing Invisalign first, and once I learned from my mistakes, I went over to Bite. And as you can see, even these guys, the retainers are cheaper as well. So, I won't have to pay the 500. I'd rather pay 100 every year instead of 500, right? And it's not as easy to find on the Bite website, but yeah, their retainers are also way cheaper. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope I helped you out even a little bit.